What's going on, guys, and welcome back. Lauren, what are you doing?
Cleaning up happiness.
Happiness. Jackson, is that true? Is she cleaning up happiness? Need help there? You're just gonna push it down the stairs?
Make sure it doesn't like come crush me down the stairs.
Oh my God.
Thanks, babe. Get her done.
The update with the garage here is just what you see. I'm waiting on the flooring to get here. I'm gonna finish the floor with kind of like a polyurethane coated. It's gonna be black floor. Once I get the prep, it's kind of like a skim coating that you do to cover up like the cracks. Then I will put the coating on the floor. And as far as the Freedom Rocket goes, she's still here in the garage, in the finished garage. In the last video, Lauren took it for a drive. If you guys didn't see that, definitely check the video out. We're getting ready to do an overhaul with the car this winter, and I'm lining some things up, parts, stuff like that. So I will give you guys an update probably in the next week or so. Lauren's vacuuming. Whoa,
You scared me.
That scared you, sorry. So going upstairs now, another thing I wanted to show you guys is what I plan to do with my hobby room. I redesigned this room when I first bought the house, and it needs reorganized now. What I did was I converted this room into basically a room that has all the different hobbies that I did throughout my life. Another thing I wanted out of this room is I wanted a place to hang my guitars. So I made a guitar wall right there. I'm also into guns, so I made a gun closet. I literally turned the closet into a gun closet. All my ammo is right there. As you can see, it's completely unorganized. Now in this room, I also decided to put certain things that I was into when I was a kid, like Batman. I was really into Batman. Really into Star Wars. My favorite movie action hero is Arnold Schwarzenegger, as you can see. I got a life-size stand-up of him I got when I was in the band, and that was a wig that I wore in a Halloween show, and I just decided to put it on him. Over here is just kind of like a case and shelving unit that I decided to put little stuff, you know, throughout my life that I got. There's my first home run ball. I used to play baseball when I was a kid. A high school diploma, lightsaber. Everybody needs one of these. Back here is the YouTube case that my play button came in when I got 100,000 subscribers. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put some shelves up here so I can store my ammo and accessories a little bit neater and nicely and get them off the floor. Put the gun case underneath that. So another thing I'm gonna do to the room is fix the flooring. I'm not really sure if I wanna just re-stretch the carpet right now and just live with it, or just change it completely to like a wood, something light gray, something to match the room. This case is getting moved over here. I'm gonna put a bookshelf here to store some more stuff, and I'm going to move my editing station in this corner here so I can edit videos. All my computer, everything will be up here. Maybe do some intros, outros for you guys. I'll play all my guitar stuff in here. Kind of be served as like a backdrop as well. So I'm gonna need some adequate lighting in here. Another thing that I'm gonna be doing is incorporating a lot more guitar into my videos. Maybe teaching or playing or just messing around with the guitar. Every single video there's gonna be guitar in it. I don't care what it is. I don't care if I'm in another state. I'll somehow bring a guitar and play it for you guys. But I will be playing guitar in every video. I know a lot of people were asking about it. It is half of my name. In fact, it's basically all my name. Guitarmageddon ZL1 stemmed off from me playing guitar and the fact that I owned a ZL1. I just bought the car. I wanted a name for my Instagram, and I was like, oh, I play guitar, and oh, guitar and Armageddon, Guitarmageddon. That's cool. And then I'll just tack ZL1 at the end. ZL1 was an afterthought. Guitar has been my life for 16 years now. I've been playing in bands for 8 years. I don't currently play in bands, but 8 of those years out of the 16 I did play in some. Went to the UK, toured the East Coast, all that good stuff. Just met a lot of cool people and played at a lot of awesome places. Now I posted an Instagram photo a few days ago about a Q&A, and I'm gonna be doing that in this video, but before we get to that, let's play some guitar. So we'll take down a Les Paul Classic. This is a guitar I used to play in the band as well. Use it for mainly classic rock songs, 80s songs, stuff like that. That was just a riff in A minor. Alrighty guys, so now it is the Q&A part of the video. I made a post on Facebook and Instagram, and you guys asked me questions, and I will answer as best I can, as many as I can. There are a lot of repeats on here, and a lot of questions that kind of have to do with a similar thing. So I'm going to answer them generically, just to kind of encompass all the questions and answer them all for you. First question, how do you feel about the 2019 Camaro? Well, I did a video about that a little while back. You can check it out. I really gave it to Chevrolet. and said some things that maybe I shouldn't have said, but it is kind of how I felt about the car. YouTube actually demonetized it because I said some words that I shouldn't have. Anyways, next question. Will the Freedom Rocket ever do wheelies? Yes, it will. This next build, it's gonna need a wheelie bar. When are you going to marry Lauren? That question has been asked multiple times in different ways, but it's the same basic question. And I'll tell you what, Lauren and I have a great relationship, but you guys will know, and that'll be that. I'm not gonna tell anybody, yeah, I'm gonna ask her next week. So then Lauren watched this video and she's like, oh my God, he's gonna ask me to marry him next week. Doesn't work that way. Sorry, I'm not gonna answer that question literally, but if I do marry her, you'll know about it. Any more plans for the Freedom Rocket, power-wise, blower, or anything else? Yes, we have plans. I'm talking to some companies right now, and there's gonna be a whole new build for 2019. When are you gonna race the twin-turbo ZL1 versus the 720S? I'm assuming he's talking about Mike's 720S. I was actually gonna race his car at Slipstream Roll Racing this past year, but it ended up raining, and then when it did stop raining, he raced and left shortly after, like left early, and we didn't get a chance to race. So here's something I want to say to you guys about, you know, when you ask if I'm going to race this person or if I should race that person. I will race anybody. I am not afraid to race somebody who's faster than me, slower than me, the same as me. Like, I just enjoy it. So, I mean, I'm down to race anybody. But here's the thing about it. It takes two to tango. It takes two people to race. So if one person is fine with it and the other person is like whatever, then guess what? It's not going to happen. How much horsepower do you have between all three vehicles? Well, both Camaros make over 1,000 horsepower, so let's just call it 2,000 conservatively. And the truck made 315. So we're looking at like 2,300, 2,400 horsepower between all three vehicles. However, that number is about to go up a little more this year, and by a little more I mean a lot. Do you know anything about the callouts this season? Yes, so originally I had organized and developed the callouts with the help of Mike and originally Andy from Diablo Formula Racing. I also had come up with a name kind of off of a whim, YouTube Callout 2017, when we first did that video back in, I think it would have been August or July. And from there we did a second one in October, and then come this past year in 2018, we had the YouTube Callout 2018 in Cecil, and then we had one down in North Carolina where we traveled a little bit. First time traveling to a new place, obviously the venue was awesome, and we did that one. Now, unfortunately, I was not included or involved, nor was Jack in the last YouTube Callout, but I plan on taking what I originally kind of developed as a YouTube Callout event and taking it another place. In fact, they're not even gonna be called YouTube Callouts anymore. Myself and Jack, and we've actually added Gavin, it's just a six, as part of the guys that are gonna be organizing these new events. We're gonna be stemming away from basically an event about us, which is like just the YouTubers come to see us race. Gets kind of boring, I know. And we're gonna be basically including you guys more in these events. We're basically just gonna host it and be there and have fun with you. And it's gonna be more than just drag racing. It's gonna be a lot of other events going on, different things. And basically our goal is to just build on it this year and make it into an awesome event for you guys. I'll let you guys know when the first date is and where it's gonna be. When are you getting a classic Camaro? Well, like I said before, the 69 Camaro is one of my dream cars, and I plan on getting it. I don't know when I'm gonna get it. It's one of those things where you have to wait for that perfect car, you know? It's either I get one that's just like a rolling shell that just has nothing in it and I modify it and make it a whole long build series of the car, or I get one that's already restored and just kind of put my finishing touches on it, maybe modify little things here and there. And not just that, but I don't have space for it right now. I only have a 2-car garage, and I'm not keeping it outside or throwing one of the other cars outside. So it's gonna have to hold off for now, but I do plan on getting one for sure. What do you plan on doing with the truck next? Wheels and tires. That is the next thing that's gonna be going on the truck, and then an airlift kit for the back, so when I tow a trailer, I can raise up the back end and kind of level it off. Do you think the ZL1 will ever make any more power than the Freedom Rocket? And do you want the ZL1 to go into the 8s like the Freedom Rocket? So first thing is, a lot of people have been calling the car ZL1, and that's what I named it originally on the first video when I did the startup of the twin turbo build. It just came to me randomly, the name, and I was like, ZL1, ZL1, that's pretty cool. The Hellion Turbo Kit ZL1. That's how I came up with the name. Well, shortly after that, I got a lot of hate from a bunch of people over in California because apparently somebody in Arizona, a lady, has a car named ZL1, and it's wrapped with this like blood and like zombie theme. I mean, it looks pretty cool for like a Halloween car, I'm not gonna lie. But either way, she was really upset that I named my car and copied her, even though I didn't copy her at all. I just came up with the name. Never even heard of her car. Well, what ended up happening after this whole debacle, I haven't even said any of this online right now because I just didn't want to deal with it, but basically she filed for a trademark. And she trademarked that name so I couldn't sell anything or promote it or even name my car. Now, I could have filed for frivolous trademarks on her, but it really isn't even worth my time. Now, instead of her coming to me and saying, hey, you know, I had named my car this, like, can you possibly choose a different name? No, she went and she said all this stuff online and trashed this and said all this about me and, like, was so upset and heartbroken. I was like, what the heck? Okay, chill out now. Like, it isn't that big of a deal. So I haven't even been naming the car. I've just been calling it the Twin Turbo ZL1. So those of you guys that have been calling it ZL1, just stop calling it because you're referring to her car. How old is No Traction Jackson and how did you get him? His birthday is May the 4th. And I remember that because it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. So that's when he was born. He'll be 5 this year. So I got him locally from a breeder, fully bred golden retriever, not mixed at all. And you can date back 4 different generations to his parents and his grandparents and his great-grandparents. Oh, by the way, we may be getting another one because Jackson needs a friend. Have you always had an affinity for the Dragstrip, or did that grow as you started your channel? I would say that grew when I started the channel. I didn't really have an affinity for drag racing per se. I had a love for cars. I was more what you see in the back there, guitars and music. But I also had a love for cars too. So it wasn't really until I made this channel that I developed more of a love for racing, and especially when I went and drag raced for the first time. Kind of like picking up the guitar for the first time. It just kind of fell in love with it. What motivates you to keep your hard work and dedication to not only a hard day job, but to YouTube as well? Just work hard and eventually good things will happen to you. It is very difficult for me at sometimes to do what I do. I work a very hard, intense day job, physical labor, dirty. It's a very dangerous job at times, but I manage to kind of shut off work when I come home and turn on everything else. There are times when I was down and I felt like completely quitting, but you know, you pick yourself back up and you continue to do it. One of the main reasons that helps me do that is the fact that I love what I'm doing. If you don't love what you're doing, you're not gonna be motivated to do that. Don't try to do something because someone else is doing it. Do it because you want to do it and that you love it. You're going to get a lot more gratification out of that than you do with option B. If you had to pick between AC/DC and Metallica, I would say Metallica. AC/DC is a great band, but I'm a metalhead through and through. When is Mini Guitar Armageddon coming? Well, okay, so we're not even married yet. I don't plan on having kids until after that. Can you include this in the video for no reason whatsoever? Is your mom's car going on the dyno? Sure, let's do it, why not? Will you ever purchase a supercar? I don't think so. I mean, if I had the money just lying around, you know, a few $100,000 and I was like, I just want this, then yeah, I guess I would. But it isn't something that I'm like trying to achieve. It's like not my goal. I was never a supercar guy. They don't really appeal to me. I do respect them and what they can do, and they're awesome cars for sure. But I was always just the muscle car guy. I really like just that American V8, the sound. And right now, I mean, it's not that I couldn't buy one. Like I could probably sell both my cars tomorrow and go out and buy a supercar and completely change the channel. But I don't really want to do that. You know, I enjoy my cars and I enjoy modifying the cars. So that's pretty much how it is. What was your very first car? It was a 2003 Saturn Ion. Can I film a ride along in the Freedom Rocket? Matt MPG asked that. He's a friend of mine. I've seen him at shows multiple times. Sure. Why not? Next time I see you and I have the Freedom Rocket, let's do it. All right, so the last couple questions here have been asked multiple times on the Q&A. One of the questions was, why don't myself and Mike hang out, or let's say, just say the whole entire crew, the original crew, why don't we hang out together? And the other question was basically what happened to Charity Mousse. So we'll start with that. They basically came to me back in July on Instagram and asked me to help them promote their ZL1 giveaway. And I said, sure, that's pretty awesome. I think a lot of the people on my channel would like that opportunity to be able to win that car. And they also told me that they gave a portion of that to charity. And I said, wow, that's awesome. I'm always trying to look in different directions to give back here and give back there. So this is a great opportunity for myself. So they ended up flying me down to North Carolina to film this, film the car, do the whole reveal of the giveaway. Now basically the whole point of me helping them out was for me to give back and really just put some eyes on their company and in their direction. Okay, the next month, Gavin is just a 6. He came into the picture and promoted the Mustang giveaway and kind of brought eyes from his channel to them as well. Now where things started to go a little wrong and a little sour was when they were not shipping out things that they promised to people. And I promoted those things because that's what they told me they were going to do. Unfortunately, a lot of people were hating me for this, like I was a part of them or I was doing this or I owned the company. I'm gonna tell you right now, I did not. The only thing I was a part of was helping them promote their giveaway and kind of telling you guys about it. I have no ownership of that company. I was never involved in that company. I was never an employee of that company. I was literally just an ambassador talking to you guys about it. If you notice during the Mustang giveaway, I kind of like stepped back and let Gavin do his thing on it. And then after that, I was done. You haven't heard anything about them since then because a lot of stuff was happening that I didn't like. Some of their ideas were great, but the execution that went along with that was terrible. And unfortunately, this whole situation affected me drastically. I'm sure there are people right now that haven't watched me since that video because they thought I was part of this so-called scam. And I'm here to tell you guys I was not a part of that at all. The only thing I wanted was to give back. That was my whole mission, and to help a company that apparently was supposed to be giving back. Now, I have not seen anything from them that they actually gave to certain charities. So at this point, I really don't care what they're doing. All I care about is the original goal of this, which was to give back. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys here right now. They did pay me money to promote their brand. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that money and give it back, which is what the original intent of this was. Right here is a check that I've written for $1,250. This is the money that they paid me to St. Jude Children's Hospital. I'm giving back the money that they paid me to do this because my original intention was to give back. And I don't want to deal with any money that may be used for different things other than charitable donations. So it's going to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, right there, the address. I'm going to mail it out tomorrow because the mail has already come today. And I'm gonna give back. I don't really want any part of what had gone on with them. I wish them the best of luck. I hope they do well, but I'm completely done with it, and I've been done with it for the past 2 months now. And I thought I would finally tell you guys what's been going on, and a lot of people have been asking about it. This is my stance on it, and this is what has happened. So now that that is all clarified for you guys, let's answer the second question, which was having to do with Mike and all of us hanging out again, and what happened, is there beef, why don't you guys hang out anymore, or this and that. Like, a whole lot of different questions have been asked for the past few months. And the first thing I can tell you guys is this. A lot of this drama, per se, has been completely stemmed from YouTube comments and Instagram comments alone. You know, if you guys remember back in the day, the original group of guys that would hang out was myself, Mike, Troy, Andy from DFR came into the mix a little later. Then you had In-Chain Designs, you had a couple people more that came in the mix, Dirty Max Jack came in. Every year there's like somebody that adds in and comes in and new, you know? That's just people making friends. It's not like we're some fraternity that like only allows certain members and we're just like, okay, come in and do the initiation, and if you can't do it, you're not a member of the crew. That's not how it is. It's literally just myself and others in the area making friends with other people in the same area. Now you're wondering why myself and Mike haven't hung out, because originally it was just us two kind of in the beginning making videos with each other. And I guess the only reason I can really say here is that we have drawn apart our interests in certain cars. What I mean by that is, like, you know, I've always been the Camaro guy, and I've always done Camaro stuff, and I've always been sort of the guy that modifies his cars, builds his cars, goes to the track with his cars, kind of does the whole build video and the process of that. And I've been the guy, you know, that also has the day job and does that, and kind of like tries to juggle both things. And, you know, it seems now Mike has gone from like doing the Corvette thing and having his truck, which he still has his truck, to doing like the supercar thing and really getting into that. And he's on his second supercar. Like, literally, I've only had 2 cars on the channel, Camaros. You know, so he's now on his second supercar and he's doing that. Now he's hanging out with people with more supercars. And you know what? That's cool. It's like, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, you got truck channels, you got car channels, you got supercar channels, you got motorcycle channels, you got guys that fix cars. Chris Fix. That's all he's ever done on his channel, and he's got millions of followers, and he's never changed a thing. You don't have to change, and you don't have to stay the same either. It's really what you want to do with your life. And me personally, I like the Camaro stuff. That's what I want to do. People don't stay friends and in this clique forever. People come and go, and you meet new people. You know, I met a lot of people traveling last year and going down to Florida, going to Kentucky, going to North Carolina, going to South Carolina. I met a lot of different people, and I've made new friends and have connected and collaborated with other YouTubers. Gavin, It's Just a Six, Cleus McFarland, both awesome guys, and I want to continue to collaborate with them. But it's not this huge thing that everybody needs to be upset about, that like we've abandoned our friendship or we have this beef with each other. I'm just here doing my thing and having fun with it. You know, nobody ever talks about me not hanging out with Troy. He's doing his thing with the McLaren and the detailing, and he's doing his racing, you know, circuit racing and stuff like that. That's what he loves to do. Let him do it. You know, it doesn't mean that I have to be there holding his hand doing a video with him every time. The same goes with Mike. If he loves doing what he's doing, then go and do it. And I wish them both, everybody really, the best of luck in everything that they do. But I'm going to continue to do what I want to do, And I hope that you guys support that, and I hope you guys stay with the channel and kind of stay along with the ride ever since the beginning until now and even farther into the future. I hope you guys stick with it, and I really appreciate your support thus far, and I look forward to your continued support on this channel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to answer all the questions as best I could. I know there was a lot of them. There was hundreds of questions between Instagram and Facebook that were asked. But I tried to get all of them. There are a lot of repeats, like I said. I don't like talking about this stuff. You know, things happen behind the scenes that suck. It's hard to talk about that, and it's a very touchy subject when you talk about it to people publicly, because everyone wants to form their own opinions about the matter. So you have to try to word things in a way that's kind of both-sided and not so one-sided. But I try to avoid that stuff as much as possible because my channel is all about having fun, you know, no bullshit channel. It's all about my life, and I'm just a regular guy just like everybody else, just trying to have fun. So again, thank you guys for your support. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Stay tuned for the next one. If you are coming here for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Have a great day. Go out there and make 2019 awesome.